the dealer. So you're a dealer tonight.
I always have a question.
Oh, Diana.
Is Summerland the first time you've brought a completely scripted kind of piece to the main stage? I know that there have been reviews, musical reviews, because I've, been in them, but but I'm just curious, is this the first time a finished script has come up?
No, the first one that pops in my head was 17 Days. That was several years ago.
But nobody local wrote 17 Days.
Well, it was James Garman, who was from the area, and he wasn't here at the time. He went to Lindmark. I did Bye Bye Birdie with him in the All City Summer Musical.
How did I not know that?
Yeah. So that was one.
What about Underground Passages, the SBT show?
Also an original piece.
Yeah, and some of the other originals, Underground Passages.
Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah.
Original.
A number of them in partnership with SBT Theater. And then I think what's interesting to note about the Underground New Play Festival kind of taking root and potentially becoming an incubator for the main stage is that in doing some digging, J. David Curie actually found that our history of doing new play festivals actually dates back to the 30s. We've just taken longer hiatuses along that.
Is it taking a chance to put up a title that people aren't familiar with?
It's taking a huge chance to put up a title. The question was if putting the Summerland project up is a huge risk, and I think that's absolutely why we are doing it. I think we're seeing the opportunity to really play a leadership role in community theater and to hopefully set a trend for people to cultivate writers as opposed to maybe encourage them and then send them off to places where playwrights get their work produced.
What's it mean to you, Rob?
He's okay with it.
Well, the funny thing is I hadn't written a play in 14 years, and the only reason that I wrote Summerland Project was I'd had the idea floating around in my head for a while, but I never had a practical reason to try and write it. And then when the festival came along, I thought, well, that's something that I could probably do. It didn't seem like an unrealistic goal or something far away, like entering some playwriting competition in California or something like that. It was an opportunity to try and do something right here, and because of that, I went ahead and I did it. But I totally owe that to the festival and to TCR creating the opportunity in the first place. Otherwise, the play wouldn't exist.
What was it like to see it come to life?
It was phenomenal. I mean, I was really lucky. I had an incredibly talented cast. We had a lot of support from the theater as an organization, and the feedback that I got from people over the two performances that the show did have, what really encouraged me to think, okay, this is something that is worth taking to the next level and continuing on. It wasn't just a fun whim. It felt, at that point, when I saw the audience response, it felt like a play that might have a future. And, oh no.
How do you get it published and out for the rest of the world?
You know what, I've not thought ahead that far. I'm just like, I did it for the festival. That was a thrilling experience. And then Leslie approached me with the idea of having it go to the main stage. And I'm actually really excited about that because when I wrote it, I envisioned the space downstairs. And Leslie and Derek, they have a completely different vision for how the show is going to look and feel. And so I kind of feel like as a playwright, I'm going to be sort of along for the ride, getting to see what other people would do with the work. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Are you going to direct it?
No, Leslie will.
Does that make you nervous?
It makes me relieved. Leslie, when she said she was going to direct it, she was like, yeah, I think I'm going to direct it. I hope that's okay. And I was like, take it. I'm so tired of, I'm not a director.
Well, and here's the quick story of how this happened. So, for those of you who know Derek Easton, our tech director, there isn't much that excites him. He's kind of in the field unless you make him mad, and then he gets really excited. But he said, are you going to be at the performance tonight? And I said, I'm going to try and make it to Rob's play. And he's like, oh God, you have to go to Rob's play. And I thought, I wonder if it's really, really bad. And that's why he's telling me. So I did. And as soon as I was finished seeing Rob's play, I texted Derek and said, what do you think about doing this on the main stage? And he said, yes, and I want to design it. So it clearly excited two staff people more, really, but we got really excited about this piece. And to speak to the publishing thing, my first thought was, this is a Steppenwolf piece. This looks to me like something that the Steppenwolf in Chicago would do. So as we do it on the main stage, I think that's sort of where we're headed with that. And then, as I know some people there, we may just shop it out that way. Okay, are we done talking about Rob's play?
Do you have auditions dates set for Camp Rock yet?
We don't have auditions, I think, ready to announce. We're getting very close. I imagine it'll be right around the end of school that we'll audition Camp Rock. And the hope is that early to mid-April, we'll have all audition information available that we will first filter out to volunteers, and then ultimately we'll put in print and get out to everybody. So, got the titles locked. We'll start locking in the rest of the details these next couple of weeks. We'll make subscriptions available to donors and subscribers in April and May. We'll then let subscriptions go on sale to the general public in June, and then we'll be off to the races.
Yep.
How many of these plays are going to be done downstairs? Any of them?
Yeah.
There will be 7 things on the main stage. So November, the new play festival, title of show, RUR, and Our Town will all be downstairs. So 7 up here and 5 downstairs.
Yeah.
I've been coming since Czech Village had their theater actions, and I can't tell you how proud I am of all of you do. I think all of us are just so thrilled with theater actions, bringing us to the flood, going to the places, still carrying on. And there's just one slight little complaint I have, and it's the microphones. And I think you've probably heard this before, but sometimes it's very, very difficult to hear some of the talking that's going on. And I don't know whether that needs to be handled.
Well, it's a great point, and you aren't the first one to point it out. You might be the 9700th. No, it's a couple of things are happening here. This past season, we got stuck. We lost our original sound guy, so we were piecing it together for a couple of shows. This space is a hard space to engineer sound-wise. And, you know, nowadays, everybody's mic'd, and it didn't used to be that way, so we're all learning this technology as we go. I will say that currently Mitch Brown is working on our sound for The Wedding Singer, and it's as good as I heard a musical in this space. He's really, really good at what he does, and he's really getting a handle on the space. So, no, most importantly, that we're very aware of the issue, and we are working tirelessly to solve that problem.
Thank you.
No, thank you. And just so you know, you mentioned Czech Village. Karl Kopik wrote RUR. He's a Czech playwright. And part of the reason that we chose that title is to sort of have a tie-in with Czech Village and the Czech and Slovak Museum and Library grand opening this summer.
You know, I think it's important to note that you're all here and found out about this event because in your own way, you're special to the theater. This wasn't just hey, announce it to the public, we're gonna share the titles for our season. We invited people very specifically. So thank you for your support. And I guess we would ask that as we walk out of here today and start trying to spread the message about what we're going to do next season, we hope that you'll help us and be our messengers and share some of your thoughts and encouragements on more people getting to experience this place and what we're trying to accomplish next season. There were a couple other things. You heard Bueller up here earlier. We do the Classic Cinema series now on off Tuesday nights, and one of them is tonight. So if you go grab dinner downtown and want to come back, you can see Ferris Bueller's Day Off at 7 o'clock, or Footloose, same time next week, or Indiana Jones, first week of April. And I think that's fun because, you know, when we did the tour with FEMA today, we're always reminded of the history of this building when we're doing tours, and it's fun when people walk in here and remember coming to movies here, and I think it's fun to offer that experience to people that haven't been to movies here. The other thing that I think is fun is When this was originally a movie house, it was for silent movies that were accompanied by organ music. And the organ is sitting right over here, it's back. And it has been restored and it recently had some tonal work done. And hopefully by the fall, we'll be playing it again, and maybe even occasionally pre-show. That's the Cedar Rapids Organ Society as well as the Barton Inc. Group. We're just happy to house it. So, you know, I would just encourage you to help us spread the word. If you've never subscribed, think about this being the year that you subscribe, or encourage somebody else to do it. I don't know, hopefully you're along for the ride with us while we take on this next new adventure. Were there any other questions?
Any specific suggestions on how we can help to promote the next season specifically? Ways you'd like to see volunteers help get the word out?
Well, hopefully, the question was, how can you help get the word out? I mean, first, I wouldn't fake it. So if there's a title that interests you, that's the one I'd focus on. If you're excited about something, that's the one that I would share. Stay tuned when we have information on the volunteer opportunities, hopefully ready by early April. That's something to stay tuned to and maybe forward to other people. And if you ever run into somebody that wants to try on TCR but they're not sure what their size is yet, maybe just encourage them to usher a show just to kind of dip their feet in, or take a class. There's a hat class starting tonight, a millinery class that I think a dozen people are taking.
Cool.
You know, there are those little ways to kind of maybe try something, dabble a little bit, and then you can always just throw in audition for a show. And to be, you know, very clear that there are occasionally people that will put on their audition form, I'm not available for this show, I just wanted the experience of audition. It's rare, and it's probably a headache for the director if they really like that person and they're not willing to be in the show. But you can literally come down and even just try that. So I would just encourage people to experiment as volunteers, experiment as patrons. And if you're running into someone that's always come to the holiday show and you say, hey, they're doing Meet Me in St. Louis, it should be a great holiday show. But you know what? You should try one more. I think that might be the theme for next year. Try one more. A lot of people come down here once a year. And if everybody just tried one more, it'd be interesting who might be exposed to Rob's show that never would have thought to do it if you didn't encourage them. So I'd focus on your interests and then try one more.
What about a Facebook page? Is there a Facebook page?
There is a Theater Cedar Rapids Facebook page, and I encourage you to search it and find it. If you're ever having trouble, just contact Rob direct, and he can connect you with that.
Right now we have 2,486 members, and we're going to do something special for the 2,500th one, so it's 14 away. Just throwing it out there.
Just to go online.
Yeah.
So your Theater Cedar Rapids is wonderful. They're doing a beautiful job on it. Just on your website.
Did you have a question? I thought I saw, yeah.
Are you going to have opportunities for split seasons, that kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah, and Richie's working fast and furiously on that right now. The question is, you know, is there anything between one show and all shows? And yes, there should be a wide variety of packages, as well as an opportunity to just kind of build your own a la carte. That should be an opportunity available to you. There will be a few that are packaged, you know, try this, and I think we'll do more of that throughout the year as opposed to just at the start of the season. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for your thoughtfulness for making it so handy for the mobility challenge. It's been a delight, and thank you.
Thanks for saying that.
Anybody else? Well, we better get the heck out of here. We have a movie to show.